we'd like to welcome onto the stage Brandon Lee and Ansley Sawyer, the minds behind that video. Please welcome them. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
nice
seems
to be here.
everyone liked the video a lot. I was actually wondering, Brandon, in some of those shots, you have the kind of dolly zoom where the background zooms in and the foreground zooms out. And you have the sort of wipes that go seamlessly from scene to scene. Does that, in your mind, kind of reflect the type of city Hong Kong is in any way?
Yeah, that was my way of sort of conveying how I felt about Hong Kong. You know, when I first got here, this is the first year I've actually spent much time in Hong Kong, even though my dad's from here. I grew up in the U.S. and I came here and I was completely overwhelmed by like the density of the buildings and the number of people and just that feeling of being in this huge city and having all the buildings sort of on top of you. So that was the purpose sort of for me of the dolly zoom effect.
Kind of
Sort of, yeah, just creating that feeling of compression that you get when you're in such a huge city. And then the transitions were, you know, partially it's just cool. And it's fun to see cool transitions.
It is cool.
Very cool.
But also there's more of a purpose to those for me as well. I wanted the viewer to feel like they could fly through walls and get beyond the facades of the buildings and get in close with the subjects. Because a lot of the videos I've seen about Hong Kong, especially like travel videos and videos captured by tourists and visitors, stay on the outside. They do like time lapses, they do drone shots, they stay far away. And I wanted this to be the opposite of that.
I think you captured that. I definitely felt that watching it.
Yeah, it's powerful. Hong Kong Strong really got major traction right out of the gate. And I'm curious, Ansley, were you surprised by how well received it was?
Personally, I was surprised. That was because, some of our previous collaborations, the last film that we did together was a film about nomadic eagle hunters in Mongolia. And that was very well received, but mostly the people who spread it around on the internet were people who were fascinated by that culture, who had never seen it before. And honestly, it was a really intense production shoot, 6 weeks. I had to leave immediately afterwards. And over the past couple of months, I've been traveling a lot, Brandon has as well, and I've met people across the world who knew about Hong Kong Strong, and that was seriously surprising to me because I had to leave town so quickly. Even coming back into Hong Kong this week to meet people who knew it by name, it was an incredible surprise.
Crazy. Well, we don't really have nomadic eagle hunters in Hong Kong, but if they were, you'd make a great video about them. I was actually thinking, you seem to have captured you said you made it in 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you get these sort of very intimate looks into people's lives, and they kind of let you in. Is that your role? Is that difficult as a producer to kind of get that access in such a short time?
Well, intimacy was really important for us as we were making this film. As a producer, my job is to try to make Brandon's vision come to life. So we got together and I was asking Brandon, what kind of shots do you want? What kind of events do you want access to? What kind of locations do you want? But the most important part are the people. And my challenge as a producer is how to find those people, because I didn't know anybody in Hong Kong. Brandon had a couple of connections. I knew 1 or 2 people from college. But I really, throughout the course of 6 weeks, had to meet as many people as possible and bring them in to try to make this film come to life. So that was really our vision, and it was amazing how we could go from knowing virtually no one to hundreds of people, as you saw in the film.
Yeah.
And I felt like we had the sort of family at the end of production.
You get to see mini scenes which, we wouldn't normally see. It's like behind closed doors and these families and these experiences. So really well done. I'm super curious to hear what's next for you, Brandon.
So I have a couple tourism-related videos that I'm going to be doing. I have one in Manila, and I have one in Abu Dhabi coming up. And then Ansley and I are going to team back up for another film over the winter. I don't want to say too much about the concept because it's still pretty early, but it's going to be about free-range horses in the Nordic countries. So we're going to go freeze our butts off. Yeah.
Teaser. Sounds like an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you guys
are a
just
great
globetrot.
team, so no doubt it'll come out great.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Please give them a warm round of applause. Brandon Lee and Ansley Sawyer.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.